and congratulations on setting up your new Hypadrive.ai account. Welcome to the family. In this video, we're going to give you a quick overview tour of the platform so that you can get orientated and really get the most out of your account. If you're a first-time user, this is the screen you're going to see when you log in. This is your home dashboard. Everything centers around your home dashboard. So when you log in, right now you don't have anything to look at, but once you have a program set up and running, you'll see information on this page. So we'll come to that in a little bit. But let's go ahead and get started. Hyperdrive is all about creating outreach campaigns. We call them programs. So creating outreach programs. To get started, as a new user, you can use this button here, or at any time universally throughout the application, you've got this button in the top right-hand corner, which allows you to create a new program. Let's go ahead and click it. When you do, it'll open up the create a program process. There are a few steps you need to do. The first is you need to nominate what is the type of program you're trying to create and what is the purpose of it. So in this case, it's a cold outreach program, and the purpose is to generate new sales leads. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. This is now going to set up a draft program for myself. As you can see, the draft has been created. So now there are 5 steps that I need to do in order to launch this program. I need to add contacts to my program. That is the people that I want to be reaching out to as part of this program. I need to define my outreach strategy, the sequence of that outreach strategy, and the messaging of each touch point in that sequence. I also need to decide whether or not I want to use AI to automate some of the tasks for me. Then I need to nominate who the outreach is going to be coming from in my team. Each user in your team will have a profile, and so you can use that profile for sending. Importantly, the person who is going to be used for sending must authorize and launch the program. Any team member can create a program on behalf of another team member and can nominate another team member to be a sender on a program. But finally, to launch a program, the nominated sender has to be the one that clicks the launch button because it is using their reputation and their name. Therefore, they need to be the ones who approves it. Once you've done that, you'll get green ticks across all these steps. Then you can finally go to the last step and approve and launch your program. Once a program is live, you're going to be sending messages to people. As you receive responses to those messages, they're going to show up here in the responses tab. We'll have a little look there. So this user doesn't have any live programs and therefore has no responses, but I'm going to change the user to a different user, and you'll see that here are a variety of responses that this user has received from programs they have run in the past. In the responses table, you're going to see a whole bunch of information about each response you get, including who responded, what they said, what the classification of the response was by our AI system, what the status of the contact is at the moment, and what program they belong to. So if we click into any of these rows, you'll be able to see the full communication history between you, the sender, and the contact you've been writing to. If you're using the AI feature, sometimes the AI will be able to handle the conversation on your behalf. For example, if someone says they are not interested in what you have to offer, the AI will be able to classify that and will be able to retire that contact in relation to the program. You do not have to read and decide what to do with that response. If someone says they want to unsubscribe from your communications, again, the AI will handle that on your behalf. This saves you a ton of time in not having to read every single response you receive and figure out what you should go back with. So after that, you've got the reporting section. So you can see a whole bunch of information on the programs you're running, including activities. So how many, for example, in this case, I used emails, how many emails I sent, how many were successfully delivered, how many included links, and of those, how many were clicked on or not. So I get to see a whole bunch of engagement information about my programs and the people I've been interacting with. I can see what the status of contacts are. I can break down the audience in that program by a whole bunch of different factors, including location, industry, role, company size. And finally, I can see information on the responses I've got. Which touch point in my outreach sequence is soliciting the response that I'm getting, well, most of the time. What time of day am I getting responses? All of this gives you information that you can use to improve and work on the next program you're working on. However, importantly, our AI is also learning, and so it has access to this information. And so as you do more programs, it will help to optimize and help you suggest how you can optimize your programs and get better results. Finally, I'm going to show you the contacts section. So this is where everyone you've reached out to in all of your outreach programs is stored in the contacts tab. Each contact has a full history of the program they've been part of and the details of that program and their interaction with you as part of that program. So if you click into any of these, you can see details about the contact as well as what programs they have been a part of. At any time, if you want to export this information and sync it with your CRM, you're very welcome to do so, and then you've got your single source of truth up to date. Down the bottom here, we have a few other sections of the application, which are the account settings. There's two different types. There's account settings for the business as well as account settings for yourself as a user. Only admin level users and above will be able to see the business account settings. If you're a team member, a guest, or an expert partner, you'll only be able to see the My Account Settings option. We'll cover these two in a more detailed video later. Finally, once you go to the home dashboard, see now that I'm on a user that actually has programs created, you've got two main tiles. You've got the programs tile and you've got the responses tile. Down below, any drafts that you're currently working on will be shown so you can easily jump back into them and continue working on them. Everything centers around the program as we've been talking about. So these are your programs here, so you can jump back and get into any one you want to see, and there are different statuses for these various programs. And then finally, you get responses. Now with responses, as we've covered, there are two different types of responses. There are responses that require an action of you, and there are responses that do not require an action of you. If the AI is going to be able to handle the conversation for you, then you do not need to action anything with regards to that response. However, if the AI has reached its limits and done its job and can't progress a conversation any further, it will say that you need to take the conversation over and progress it manually from that point forward. So if that is the case, you can click in here, but you've also got this actions required tab up the top. You can see the little number 4 notification here. So if you click on that, it'll open your actions required drawer. And at any time, you can see all the actions that you need to do. So here it says, this program that I was using did not use AI. So every response I get, I need to manually decide what to do with. And it tells me that I need to take it over. So I can click into that action. It will give me the full communication history. And at the bottom there'll be an action button that I need to take over. So that is the essentials of your new Hyperdrive account. One last thing to cover. If at any time you want to join, you have a team and you're working with a team, you can add new users to your team via the business account settings section of the application. They will show up in this little toggle at the top left here, and you will be able to see what other people are working on. So if I click on Matthew, I can see, okay, he hasn't got any programs that he's been working on. If I click on Jackie, I can see, okay, she does have some. And of course, there are other users I've invited, but if they haven't completed their onboarding yet, I can't interact with them. So yeah, really hope you enjoy using Hyperdrive, and best of luck with your outreach endeavors. We hope you achieve some great results.